Hi, mateys, and welcome aboard. We've got a good signal tonight. We are coming at you live from Ionia County Fairgrounds in Ionia, Michigan. We'll do as they do in ACDC land. We'll do a little walkabout. Sue, welcome aboard. Michelle, of course, was here first. Nancy Drew, welcome aboard. And I'm sure people are going to start drifting in here any minute now. Holly by golly with the weekly laugh report. She should be coming on. She said about 7 or 8:30 rather. We'll see. Well, let's. I'm sitting on a little picnic bench here by my truck. I'm facing north, so you're basically looking at me. Behind me is the south. And that way would be west. There's a lot of cars over there. I don't know if they're having some kind of a meeting or what. There's virtually nothing going on at the fairgrounds today. But I do know that there will be events starting on Thursday evening. Why do I know this? Well, thanks to Tina. There is a building they call the Floral Building. I don't know why. Now, over there, that blue roof, those are grandstands, covered grandstands. So when they have events where maybe that's a little bit inclement, like maybe sprinkling or something like that, they can still carry on. And here we have the Grand River flowing along, heading towards Grand Rapids. We are east of Grand Rapids about an hour. Not quite. We're about 3/4 of the way from Grand Rapids to Lansing. Now, I call that the bridge to nowhere, but it's been there forever. I don't know what it was originally, if it was a railroad bridge at one time, could have been, but it's been there since I was a kid. And it goes over to the marsh wet grounds on the other side. I kind of call it the bridge to nowhere. It's well, for some people you would say it's a bit on the warmish side. I'm loving it. It was 94 earlier. It's 88 right now according to the thermometer on the truck. And the sun's getting ready to go down in about a half an hour. Jill, welcome aboard. Thank you, William. Yes, it is pretty here. It was a pretty drive on the way out here. You follow the Grand River from Lowell. That's the Flat River in Lowell. But you basically, when you get on the other side of Lowell, now you're bordering the Grand River, and you're going along for quite a few miles, about 20 miles. And it's picturesque, and there's little parks, and there's a lot of cool things. And then when you see the correctional facility, you're almost here. Don't pick up hitchhikers. Have you, Jill? Well, I may get my chance here in a few days. I don't know. I was on it years and years ago. I've been here about 4 times in my life. There's always Freedom Bridge. Okay, yeah. The bridge to nowhere, Freedom Bridge. And there goes phones, probably Holly already. Said she would call at 8:30, but oh well. We're set up here. We're going to try out the fairy light tonight. I got my Chips Ahoy's. No, it's Patsy. Well, she can't keep track of when I'm going live or whatever. She just calls. Oh, yeah, it'd be nice to have a little bit of a breeze, but I'm okay with not having a breeze. Who have I missed saying hello to? I think I've got everybody covered. 10 people in the house, and I'm counting. Okay, Nancy. 2 flies on a pile of poop. 1 fly farts. The other fly says, hey, I'm trying to eat here. Let the Ron's jokes begin. Oh. So does anybody know the answer to the title? Near the DMZ. Oh, the demilitarized zone. You're talking the Vietnam, I believe. That would have been in Saigon? Is that where it was? Naughty Limerick. Okay. Yes, thank you for those thumbs up. I appreciate it. Oh, Korea. Okay. Yeah, so that would have been the north. Yeah, I should have remembered that. Although I was just pretty much a little kid during the Korean War. Didn't that start about 1954 and was over maybe 57, 58? William says he knows. I bet he knows. But you can go ahead and tell us. Why does a leopard have a hard time hiding? 1988. Okay. I would like to see Korea. I've seen, obviously pictures of it. And then there was MASH, which was filmed a little bit north of San Francisco, if I'm not mistaken. The land of morning calm. I believe that. I believe that. So I've been anticipating this evening, and I think it's going to go well. I see that I already made a boo-boo. If you look in the description, Tina came up last Tuesday with the idea for the title for this show. And did I remember it correctly? No, I didn't. I've got it posted as the Adult Humor Hour. Well, okay, but it's supposed to be the Happy Adult Hour. Not Adult Humor Hour, the Happy Adult Hour. So next week, that's what we'll call it. And so buttons on your underwear. Oh, and yes, it has been a thirsty day. Let the shenanigans begin. Oi. So this is my Wesco water that I take to the marathon stations. And it's my drinking water from home most of the time. And I put it in the cooler, and I put the sticker on it so that somebody wouldn't say, "What's this, trash?" Hopefully they'll know not to throw my water away when they're stocking the coolers. Single men, be careful, pack antibiotics. Hey, my brother-in-law, this was before he met my sister. He had he lived off base when he was stationed in Korea, and he had a mama son. He spoke quite well of her. Why didn't he bring her back to the United States? I don't know. But he said he didn't want for wonderful things when he got done work. Club girls, okay. I've heard that you got to be a little careful in the Philippines as well if you're a single male. Maybe we should ask Nomadic Hippie. Nancy's been being abused by children. Okay, so girls weren't allowed on the base? Or women, if they were not enlisted? I would assume. Yes, we still have bases in South Korea. It's strategic as well. Now you make it sound like it's present tense, Joe. I think you meant to have a D in there for livda. All right, what else is happening? The camper, believe it or not, which is on the 95 Dodge right now, Serendipity 2.0. The camper's going to go on the Ford, which I still haven't decided the name of the Ford yet. Oh, William was stationed there too. Okay, Linda Barker, welcome aboard. I hope you're. Oh, you had children there too. Yeah, so you would have had basically assigned off-base living, I would assume. Um, Family living. What are they called that? Cement block buildings, row after row after row. um, and William was stationed there too. Were you there at the same time Nancy was? Hey, you guys, or not Nancy, but Joe. You might have been. That could happen. Mama san, that's right. Were you the mama san? Even though you weren't Korean, you're still mama san. um, so yeah, the camper is going on the Ford either tomorrow night or Thursday morning. And I'm hoping Tina might stop by tonight. Let's see. I worked yesterday 3 shifts, and now I have no work lined up whatsoever. I have plenty to do. And I'm going to be picking up some scrap tomorrow and getting that unloaded as fast as I can because I need to pull everything off the Ford, including the toolbox. Right now it has the toolbox on it. And then underneath the toolbox is a spare tire. Camp Casey. Okay. At Eggies. So you did not have children until you were already in Korea. Then you had or gave birth. That's what I'm assuming. I gotta put that up there. Anyways, back to the spare tire. It did come out from underneath. I didn't do it, but Don did. He says, yeah, it works fine. I have never seen one of those under the bed tire carriers work worth a shit. He says it works okay. So guess what? To save room, that's where it's going to go. I suppose, grease the heck out of it so it does work good. And put the spare up there. Jill's laughing. So in the morning, finish emptying the truck. Standale to pick up a really heavy-duty electric motor from the car wash in Standale. Probably run that straight to the scrapyard and get done with it, get the money for it. Oh boy. Blame me if you haven't told us why the leopard has such a hard time hiding. I have a feeling that Holly's going to tell us. Iggy is baby in Korean. Okay. I did not know that. I know very little Korean. I do know their cooking stinks. Oh, I don't know. You get used to it, I suppose. But at first, they use a lot of leeks, a lot of other type of unusual vegetables, if you will. But I don't know. There's just one type of vegetable that they use, and I think it's the leeks. That when they're cooking that, to me, it smells like horse shit. Because he will get spotted. You're right, Joe. Yep, leopards are always spotted. Oh my God. Oh dear. Oh boy. Now I'm sitting here trying to think, how does that work? Gay deer. I'm trying to come up with something to do with antlers. Maybe they were horny. So yeah, then go to my sister's after we leave the scrapyard. We got to change a tire on a 2006 Chevy Uplander. Then we got to load the truck with some mattresses and I don't know what else, some larger pieces of furniture, that type of thing that my sister needs hauled away to the landfill. So the landfill is I can go to the one on 100th, but it's closer to home just to go to the one on 10 Mile. And it's 10 Mile in Algoma, I might as well say. It's across the street from the Myers store. Boo bucks. Oh boy, but you could take that so many ways, the innuendos, if you will. Should I turn on the light? I don't think we need it just yet. I'm looking pretty good here. Let me know if I get too dark. Don't remember babies being referred to Aggies in MASH. I learned Korean words from MASH and German from Hogan's Heroes. Schnell, yeah. Um, I enjoyed Hogan's Heroes because, you know, when they were speaking German, I could add to it, you know, and understand. I mean, they spoke just the simple, easier words that pretty much everyone knew. I see nothing. Yeah. William, oh gosh, I did used to know his name. But yeah, the guy that played Sergeant Schultz, his name was William Bredenheimer or something like that. Somebody's going to Google it. I know that. Then, you know, that was a spoof. None of that shit ever happened. Just like McHale's Navy. None of that shit ever happened. But it was still good entertainment. You know, actually, some of the shit might have happened. Prisoners of war, if they're treated rather reasonable, left to their own devices, unsupervised, like me, oh my gosh. Yeah. And human nature being what it is, they're going to come up with a way to make alcohol. When I was in jail for drunk driving, and I wasn't supposed to be there very long, but nobody knew I was in there. Finally, my sister, after 6 days, figured out where I was and got me out. But nobody, you know, the phones weren't working. And then when it came time to try to make a call, I didn't have any money. They wouldn't let me make a call. I didn't have any money. So I was incarcerated. In fact, they took 10 days off my sentencing when I did get out, or when I had to go to court and all that. It's all salad dressing. Okay, got it. Ah! Salad dressing. Or maybe salad undressing. I missed something else. Okay. Then once we get done with the landfill and all that, then coming home and do a little bit more on the truck and get it ready to put the camper on, because I am going to go camping. Now, I'm not talking about Mayberry. Mayberry is still plans to take the bus. And yes, I should be working on the bus, but I'm not right now. I'm having more fun doing other things. Well, when I get done with my little camping trip, which you'll know about soon enough, it's work on the bus time. And I'm sure I'll still have to do some Shift Smart stuff and maybe GPM stuff. But right now, nothing has come up for Shift Smart anyway. So buttons on your underwear. Maybe that's my sign. Here's your sign. Just take a little time off and get things done at home, and maybe get a few minutes to relax and enjoy it. Which, I have to say this, Labor Day, I relaxed and I enjoyed. If you haven't watched the videos from the last, well, I published them Monday night. They were up online Monday night about 10 o'clock. And it was extremely worthwhile. I totally enjoyed it. Grand Marais, welcome aboard. Did you use a lawn boy, I hope? They're the only lawnmowers that'll work properly and do a good job. At least that's what I used to think. However, I was a fan of simplicity mowers. I was kind of back in the day, don't give me no stinking Toro. I want a simplicity. What do you call an ungreased stripper pole? A burning stripper. Yeah, Troy, just be warned. Nancy, Drew, and William are letting it fly. And I'm actually kind of sweating. Well, and as said, Holly by Golly should be coming on here at about 8:30. A vintage lawn boy, two-stroke Toro was good too. Yeah. Have you seen those flying? Well, they were called fly mows. I have a friend. My friend James has two of them, and they work. They got the to come suck engines on them. No wheels. They float and they cut. And he wasn't into the uniqueness of the mower. He was looking for some way. He lives on a street where his front yard goes out about 4 feet from his front steps and it drops down to the sidewalk about 8 foot. And a lot of people, they terrace them and just plant flowers, and then it turns into weeds. And no, he wanted grass, nice slope of grass. And he has that. But he needed something to be able to safely mow the grass. And that's why he bought a fly mow. And then he fell in love with it and he bought another one. They are cool. I've seen his. And there's another one. There's an old repair shop. Well, it's been bought and sold a few times. I think they specialize in outboard motors and small engine repair shop. And they have 2 or 3 of them, the fly mows, hanging on the wall. It's kind of cool. Quite bushy. Why, William? We can let it fly. I'm sure somebody's going to say, is the stripper pole in my bus ready yet? No, it's not yet, but it will be if I have any way, shape, or form to get it done. It's only been waiting to be done for going on 4 years, I swear. 2 pump choke. Sounds like premature ejaculation to me. I can remember that happened to me one time. But there was a hell of a lot of foreplay going on. Oh well. we got a lot of smiling faces out here. I came up with one. I just made up. I come up with them every now and then, and I can't remember them because they're probably not that good. I thought maybe the band that kept making mistakes in their musical renditions, they decided to call themselves Error Smith. Error Smith. ERROR, Error Smith. 2-cycle. Well, you can. Dirty mind test. What starts with D, ends with ick? Well, it's not cock. Who said I could spell? This is probably the one. This probably came from one of Susan's games. Remember when we used to do those with Susan and Bob? The what is it? Dirty Minds game. I think that's what it's called, Susan. Those are always fun. And that's kind of what we're trying to do here. We're going to let ourselves loose a little bit, let our hair down, and hey, we're going to tell dirty jokes. But we're not going to go clear over the edge. And as I said last week, you take the Lord's name in vain and you're out of here. But anything else pretty much flies. Oh, you had that question. Okay. What's foreplay used to cost $5? No, but seriously, I was fooling around with this girl. I mean, she just kept rubbing me. We hadn't even gotten our clothes off. Boy, did I want her. Whoops. Drumstick. Got it. Drumstick. Okay, that is a good. Starts with a D and ends with Nick. Drumstick. Perfect. Jill has them memorized. Be careful, Susan. I don't know why my phone's making all that noise. It's probably nothing important. Yeah, she definitely loves that game. I found one in my closet. It's not a dirty game. Well, we could turn it into one, I suppose. But it has to do with advertising. So I thought that'd be kind of fun. Also, rest in peace, Jimmy Buffett. And of course, we also lost the week before Bob Barker. So I got to thinking, I can hear Bob Barker. He's saying, Jimmy Buffett, come on up. Down didn't sound like it would be so good a way to put it. That's a little bright. That's better, but it's still a little bright. There, this might actually work. But maybe I need to turn it. This is kind of working out pretty good. That is not the green screen behind me. This is normal where I'm sitting. For those of you who don't know, I am at the Ionia County Fairgrounds in Ionia, Michigan. Dipstick is another one. Yeah, all in our own mind. You're right, Sue. So I might get that advertising game down off the shelf and take a look at it, see if we can do something with it. That just sounds like it'd be fun. I mean, it doesn't have to be on humor night. It can be any night. Oh, and Sue, I have your ticket. Obviously, I had it the other night, but we didn't have time. We're not going to have time to do it tonight because I plan to, in a half an hour or so, I will be wrapping this up and getting out of here. I think being here by the river, I'm going to get eaten alive. Kelly, welcome aboard. So good to see you. Yes, this is adult humor night, and we're going to be doing it every Tuesday. And it's supposed to be called Tina's Adult Humor. No. Now, Tina came up with the name Happy Adult Hour, and I screwed it up. I put it up there, Adult Humor Hour. No, that's not right. That's not what Tina came up with and what we agreed with. It's going to be Happy Adult Humor or Happy Adult Hour. That's what we wrote down. The Happy Adult Hour. I'm going to put a great big asterisk by that. And what I was going to put her name in the title, but I don't want to piss her off too much. I already piss her off every other day anyway. Yeah, I think it works better for tomorrow. We can do it early. We do our hellos and then we'll get her over with, and then we'll start putting in I words. I. No, we're done with I's. I think, yeah. I think we start on J for Jackrabbit or jacking. I don't know, something. Okay, we'll get you here in a minute, Kelly. Is it him? Did I tell you about the guy who made a deal? And he was very honorable when he would make a deal, And he was with his girlfriend, and they were getting real hot and heavy, and he was like, come on, let me put it all the way in. And she's like, no. Oh, come on. No, we made a deal that you were not going to put it all the way in. And he said, okay, all right. They're still getting hot and heavy and humping away, but, not not full-blown intercourse. But finally, he gets to the point where he just goes for it. And he's done. And then she goes, oh, I tell you what. Hey, go ahead. Please put it in. He says, no. A deal's a deal. Makes her 2 trips. Oh, that's cute. Another one, dog stick. And these bugs are coming for me. No, there's some mosquitoes there. I don't think I have the the bat with me, the tennis racket. It's Holly. Ahoy there.
Well, hi.
I got you on speaker.
Well, hello, everybody. This is Holly by Golly with your weekly laugh report. I'm sorry that Jack changed me over from Saturday to Tuesday, but I'm going to do belated veterans jokes for you today. You see, my dad, he was a veteran in the Navy, but now he's deceased. So anyway, here are some of those jokes for you. And by the way, excuse me, that's all good. And here we go. When my dad was back from his walk, I told him, Dad, I think we need to get your eyes checked. Dad was insulted and says, why? My eyes are just fine. And I said, really? Where did you go just now? He says, I went to the dog park, of course. I said, with the baby's teddy bear? My dad looked down and realizing he'd been holding the baby's stuffed toy the whole time. And he says, oh my, yeah, I sighed. Not to mention, you put the dog to sleep in the crib, tried to set the microwave to rinse, and you watered the cat.
Hey, Michelle's got one. What?
Anyway.
You want to hear Michelle's?
Okay.
What?
Folks, after we hear hers, I've got to finish out.
Okay.
So that I can let you go.
Well,
because I'm going to go to bed early tonight.
Okay, Michelle's got a good one here. It says, what did the O say to the Q? Your dick's hanging out.
My dad always said, you spend the first 2 years of your children's life teaching them to walk and talk, and the next 16 tell them to shut up and sit down.
Yeah.
I told my dad that British scientists have demonstrated that cigarettes harm your children. Then he says, fair enough, I'll use an ashtray. I had a happy childhood. My dad would put us inside a tire and roll us down a big hill. We'd fall out and have a few broken bones along the way. They were the good years.
The good years, okay. Oh, good years. What about B.F. Goodrich? How about Cooper?
My dad told me to be nice to my kids because they'll be choosing our nursing home.
It's not me, but okay, I understand.
Okay. My dad gave me some sound advice while on his deathbed. He said that it's worth shelling out on good speakers. Gave me some sound advice.
Oh,
Good speakers.
ouch, 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 ouch.
As a family, we couldn't decide whether to have Dad buried or cremated. So in the end, we let him live.
Oh, jeez.
My father only hit me once, but he used a Volvo.
Okay.
My dad surprised my mom with a mink coat. She'd never seen him in one before. My dad was so mixed up from the Army that my dad's liver is inside his left knee, his kidneys are on his elbows, and his spleen is on the other side of his head. Still, his heart's in the right place.
Aw. That one about the mink coat made me think of the State Farm commercial. What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
My dad and his friends have taken on texting with a new vigor. They have developed their own lingo like ATD, means at the door. BFF, big best friend fell. BTW, bring the wheelchair. BYOT, bring your own teeth. CBM, covered by Medicare.
Oh.
FWB, Fred with beta blockers. FWIW, forgot where I was.
Okay, I'm going to ask some...
GGPBL, gotta go, pacemaker battery low. GHA, got heartburn again. LMDO, laughing my dentures out.
What is it? What is it?
ROFLACGU, rolling on the floor laughing and can't get up. TTYL, talk to you louder.
Louder, okay. How about...
My dad called tech support to figure out a saved file issue. Excuse me. My dad called tech support to figure out a saved file issue. During the conversation, the IT tech asked my dad if he had backed up his hard drive, and my dad replied, "I don't think so. How do I put it in reverse?"
Okay.
My dad said that if his body was a car, he would trade it in for a newer model because every time he coughs, sneezes, or sputters, his radiator leaks and his exhaust backfires. Did you get that, Jack?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, let me repeat it for you. My dad said that if his body was a car, he would trade it in for a newer model because every time he coughs, sneezes, or sputters, his radiator leaks and his exhaust backfires.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. My dad says that he's aging gracefully, and it's a nice way of saying you're slowly looking worse.
Okay. Bring on the banana peel.
Okay.
Okay.
How many retired veterans does it take to change a light bulb?
You're going to pick on veterans? What?
Yeah, for veterans.
Okay.
I mean,
Labor Day?
For Labor Day.
Okay, I thought you were going to...
Anyway.
It's all right. It's a national holiday.
Oh, darn. Only one, but it might take all day.
Oh, okay.
Among retired veterans, what is considered formal attire? Tied shoes. What What do retired men call a long lunch? Normal.
Oh, okay.
I heard that old-time hockey players get Jerry hat tricks.
Oh, that's a good one.
My mom says that my dad has teeth like stars. They come out at night.
My dad used to joke when the Lawrence Welk show would be on. Guess what one of their sponsors was for the Lawrence Welk show. This is a true statement. Geritol.
Yeah. My dad says his age defies gravity. It goes up and it never comes down.
Yeah, that's true.
My dad complained about getting a backache from sleeping wrong, and my grandpa said, "Oh, I miss being young and springy."
That's cute. Well, this light makes my
Dad
cheeks
gave
look
away
red.
the vacuum cleaner. He said it didn't do anything except collect dust.
Oh,
My kids loved how Grandpa became a dragon. It turns out he just fell asleep beside the make-believe castle. Why did Grandpa keep checking his watch?
I don't
He's an
know.
old-timer.
Oh,
When my dad went to the doctor about his amnesia, she made him pay in advance.
good idea. Yeah.
My dad likes to give everyone advice. After all, he never uses it. Dad got a paper cut on his left thumb, but on the other hand, he's fine.
Oh,
Dad had a smart parrot. When it was asked,
hello.
what's 10 minus 10, it said, nothing.
The parrot said nothing. Okay, I got it. Okay, I got one for you, Holly. This old guy, he goes to the Mustang Ranch out in Nevada, and he kind of meanders in, and the madame comes up to him. She says, "Oh, why are you here, old man?" And he says, "Well," I'd like to spend some time with one of your ladies." And she says, "Oh, come on, you're so old. You've had it." He said, "I have? How much do I owe you?" Oh, Ollie, did you hang up on me or what?
No, I was still waiting for the punchline.
Okay.
Anyway, hey, did everybody hear the one about the boy who wanted to buy some rubbers?
We've heard that one 100 times. But, go ahead.
But it's an appropriate show for it.
Yes, it is. It very much is.
And a lot of people may not have heard it.
Yeah, probably Brene. She led a sheltered life. And then
Anyway, there's this boy who wanted to buy some rubbers, right? So he goes to the pharmacy, and the lady clerk walks up and says, "May I help you, young man?" He said, "Yeah, I'd like to buy that pocket knife down there." She goes, "All right." He goes outside and says, "Got a pocket knife. I don't care what she says this time. I'm going to ask her." So he walks back into the pharmacy. Lady clerk walks up again and says, "May I help you, young man?" And he says, "Yeah, I'd like to trade this pocket knife in for them violin strings." She goes, "All right." And he goes outside, "Violin strings? What the heck? Man, what am I going to do with violins? All right, I don't care what she says this time. I'm going to ask her." So he goes back to the pharmacy. Again, the lady clerk walks up again and says, "May I help you, young man?" And he says, "Yeah, I'd like to trade these violin strings in for some rubber." She goes, "All right, but I wish you'd make up your mind whether you want a widow, fiddle, or diddle."
Yeah, you're right. That's always worth telling that joke, even if we have heard it 100 times.
Yeah.
That's like watching that dog watching soccer with his owner, and it gets really exciting. And you know, the dog is jumping up at every play. And finally, at the last, when they scored, the dog jumps up really high and he falls on his ass on the floor. He missed the
Jack,
couch.
well, folks, I am done with my show. I can't hold the phone up anymore. I am so sorry. I haven't worked in years. So when it comes to these long weekends in the year, I get so confused. I was thinking it was Memorial Day, not Labor Day. See how I get? I'm way off on all my jokes and everything today. I am so sorry. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my show. And this is Holly by Galley signing off. Excuse me. That felt good. Peace out, everybody.
Good night, Holly. Thank you.
Good night.
Now, she'll call me when I'm driving home in a little while. It's about an hour and a half back roads. And she'll say, did everybody like me? Did everybody like me? And I'll have to tell them what William said, and Nancy, and Grand Marais. Everybody loves Holly. Man, it's already 10:02. I can't believe it went that fast. So, buttons on your underwear. Damn these bugs. They're getting vicious. I forget where I left off before the phone rang. God, you know, during the last few days, I was thinking, oh, this joke, that joke, this joke, that joke. I wrote a couple down. Where's my notes? They're right here. I don't know. Other things are just ideas for silly things to do. And I'm going to have a couple videos coming out with some kind of little parodies or some silliness. Maybe a couple shorts. I got to get some props for a couple of them. But I think we'll have fun with that. I'm looking at myself here on the screen. It's like, I look like I'm drunk. But no, I got a lot of sun on Monday especially. You know, we were out on the water, and it definitely was not cloudy. I think Tina got a little sun as well. I can actually see the difference on my legs. It was red Monday night. It's all tan now. I turned tan pretty easy, but it's still showing on my face. It looked like not Mortimer Schnurd. Who was that? You know the guy. 30s comedian. What was his name? He almost looked like Winston Churchill. A lot of people said this guy looks like Winston Churchill, but it wasn't. I mean, he wasn't Winston Churchill. What was his name? Anyway, somebody offered him a glass of water at a show. He says, water? Ugh, fish fuck in it. My base is red? No, my face. Oh, well, I know what you mean, Joe. No, it was, you're right. It was Sunday, Grand Marais. I'm just as bad as Holly. I got my days all mixed up. You know, I thought today was Monday. But no, I worked Monday, and now that really screwed me up too. I worked 3 shifts on Monday, 12 hours. The shifts are 4 hours. People with sex dolls are fucking dummies. Well, you know, you don't have to have an excuse. Mine would be a reason. And I would turn the heat up if it was getting that bad. I don't like clothes. Bottle of vinegar, water, and dish detergent. Spray it will keep the bugs away. Yeah, I could try that. I don't have any vinegar water with me, and might I might have some dish detergent in the toolbox of the truck. I do carry weird stuff like that, mostly because I'm cleaning these gas stations, and sometimes they don't have shit. I just bring my own. I got my own Brillo pads and got my own broom and shovel. You know, the dustpan with a handle on it. You know, you've seen it. I used to be envious of those people at Disneyland. They walk around picking up cigarette butts everywhere. And I thought, well, that'd be a cool job. And now that's what I do. For one of the gas stations that I was at yesterday, well, they wanted to know after I was done, after 4 hours, how was your shift? Okay, it went okay. I 5-starred it. And is there anything else that we should know? I said, yeah, this place needs its spring cleaning. Seriously. It's on the west side of the road of a busy street, across from a big box store. And it's kind of in a neighborhood where, well, there's vagrants and whatever. Yeah, I think that's just the fairy dust slate or whatever you call this thing. Let me see. I'm actually quite tan. I'm a little bit red in the nose, red on the cheeks, but everything else is tan. Well, not under my arms, but I got the working man's tan, so to speak. Don't get to lay out. Last year, I got to lay out, get the backs of my legs. You crazy bugs. Backs of my legs tan and lay back so I could get my arms and underneath in my armpits, get a little bit of sun going to them and get the creases across my chest, by laying down, not sitting, to where, the folds of your skin shade, smell mothballs like they're tiny and hard to get apart. Yeah, well, it'd probably keep everybody away. Holly once told me, you smell like an old man. What? I don't know what she was smelling, but I better not smell like an old man. Gosh, Joe. I don't know if anybody filmed me swimming. Nate probably filmed me swimming when we were at Pictured Rocks. When we were on Lake Michigan, I don't think anybody had the camera running because I think I was the only one with a camera. But I did go swimming more than once that day. Tina and I didn't dump, so we didn't get wet on Sunday. I thought I was going to dump it. I had never been in a kayak until Sunday. Tina was teaching me. Well, she couldn't hardly teach me. I can't teach myself. But she was helpful. So I didn't dare turn around to get my camera where I had it mounted on the back of the kayak. So I thought, I'll just turn around and turn it on. And like when Tina's behind me or whoever's behind me, they're going to get filmed. I didn't dare reach back there because I knew I would dump the canoe over, or the kayak over. So, yeah, that didn't work out so good. All right. Well, I'd have to say we had pretty good humor tonight, thanks to Holly, but we've had some great little one-liners and jokes coming in here. And now that we've gotten our feet wet for the first time with our humor hour, I think we're going to be able to continue and have fun on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So what was awesome, William? The Pictured Rocks or Lake Michigan. That was, yeah, I think you were there when Kylie and I were goofing around on the boat, and Kyle was getting drunk, and being silly, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. But tying the boats together out there by Ludington State Park. Is it Ludington? No, actually, Hoffmaster. PJ Hoffmaster is the state park or county park just north of Grand Haven, about 4 miles. That's what we were. PJ Hoffmaster. Ludington's another 15, 20 miles north of where we were. You can get to it by boat. Okay, Linda, yep, we'll be here. We won't be in Ionia like we are right now, but we will be probably the Sparta Sportsplex, or maybe the bank, or maybe we'll go behind Family Fair again, like we did last week. And, yeah, excuse me. I've got the tickets already bought. I even found a Black Pearls. They had them at Party World. Thank you, Troy. Yeah, I got about an hour and a half. Actually, go probably a little longer, unless I want to take the expressway. But that's longer miles. But actually, it might be safer because everybody's going in one direction and less chance of deer. I almost hit a deer tonight on the way here. Yeah, it's just up. It's not. I'm not far from the expressway. In fact, I think I can hear the noise from the expressway. There's another part of when I go towards the expressway. That's where Myers and the Walmart and some, it's the typical. You got a town that the expressway is close to, and then when the expressway has the off ramp, the next thing you know, what used to be farmers' fields is now shopping malls and restaurants and things like that. Thank you, Susan, and thank you, Jill. Thank you, everyone. And hope to see you tomorrow night. And then, well, now I know that I definitely will be seeing you on Saturday, because I will be back here in Ionia at the Ionia County Fairgrounds. 5 bars, 5G, great signal. There'll be a whole lot more people here on Saturday, but I have a feeling the signal strength is going to continue to be good. So we'll see you tomorrow night, and we'll discuss a little more of what's going on. And we'll have fun doing scratch-offs. We got to do Sue's scratch-off pretty much first on, and then we'll get into it. So, fair winds and smiles. And of course, may God bless. Thank you for being aboard, mateys. Good night.